Today I'm standing here and talking to you about my country, and almost every single dear friend of mine, he is in jail now. But we are not bricked yet. We will never be broken because we have a dream and because we have a cause and we have dream to fight for. After the Arab Spring learned us that when we have hope, the hope is the practice for our dream, and we will start to have faith. And today, I have a faith that my country will be free. Six months ago, in 15th of March, the Arab uprising wave just ruled over Syria, and we were waiting it. We were expecting it. And all the youth in the ground, they went down to the street, and they start call for freedom and dignity. And the reaction, as it was expected, the Syrian regime, they replied for them with fire. They ruled over them with tanks. And so far, we have more than 3,000 persons dead and thousands in jail. Many of people today in jail, many tortured, many children lose their life under torture. This is what we never imagined. And this is not the first time happened in Syria. This has happened in Syria before, in '82. But today is a different world. Today it's not like before. Today there is no way for a dictator to commit a crime and it will stay in the dark. Today you can see whatever happened in Syria in the whole social media and the mainstream media. So today we force them to kill us in the dark. It's not anymore. They can kill peaceful protesters, say they are armed gangs or whatever, then they can get away with it. Today, after 6 months, the Syrian people, they still fighting, and they will never give up. We are sure of this because there is no way back for us. We test the freedom, and it's absolutely, we are not gonna to give it up. Today, Syrian people, they have much more reason to topple this regime, much more before than when we started this revolution since 6 months ago. Assad, from the beginning, he will have his propaganda, and it was ready as usually, as actually it was absolutely like any propaganda from any dictator. He said it's a foreign conspiracy against our country, and the people in the ground, they are armed gangs. He accused our friends, whom they are the peaceful protesters, they are armed gangs, and they want to topple this regime to create a sectarian issue. And in the second hand, he started to promise of reform. He changed a lot of law. He stopped the martial law, and he established a new media law and many others. But in Syria, our problem is absolutely not with law. Our problem, our biggest problem, that we do not have accountable government. They are not accountable for anything. They are not accountable for our constitution and anything. So they are operating in the mentality of gangs. They do not follow any law. They do not respect any law. And already they were above the emergency law. And that's what they are. So there is no reform really will help us. The day after Assad regime, they left the emergency law, they killed 60 persons in the street. They ruled on tanks over them. Today, the international community, all the time when they talk to us, they ask us what we can do for Syria, what we can do for you. We need to help, we need to support, but what we can do. Today, this is really a big question. And usually when we ask people, they ask, like, person like me, he's activist. All the time I'm telling them, you can really help. Every one of us can help. But let's think about it in the right way. We need really to involve experts to support us. I'm sure the European sanctions against the oil in Syria, it was, in the beginning, it was idea of oil expert. We need really to involve the experts to do studies for us, to tell us how really we can how really the international community can support us and how they can help us. Sure, the Arab Spring is really like I would say the Arab Spring is born out of the social media. The social media, as any dictators in the world, the Arab region will, all under dictatorship. Any dictatorship, first thing they will do, they will like withdraw the ability of organizing from people. The social media give us this ability and help us to organize, to meet together in the virtual world and organize and express ourselves in our real names or in our virtual names to protect ourselves. And from the beginning, the internet created this uprising absolutely, and the dictators in Syria, they were really aware about this biggest threat. So from the beginning, they try really to control it as much as they can. But the people in Syria, after they know the internet, even they know the internet is really monitored in Syria, many things is blocked. We developed our skills. We developed our skills to circumstance all the regime tools that really block websites and ban activists from looking to it, and they managed really to tell the world about what's going in Syria in the ground, and they were ready to pay the price. Many people today in jail and have been tortured only because they upload video to YouTube or they comment in a status at Facebook. Today, the main question everybody asking us, is the Syrian peaceful protesters are going to be militant revolution? I would say absolutely we do not want this to be. Everybody in the ground do not want this to be. Some people in the ground, after they saw their friends and their family get died or tortured, they called for international intervention. Some people, they called for NATO. But everybody from the organizer, the second day, they will say no. We know many people will die from us. We will lose many people. But if there is any military operation in Syria, many other people will die, and much, much more will die. We will destroy our country in somehow. But Assad today, he's feel really so confident of this, because he say, okay, I can control my army, I can control the security forces, and there is no military intervention in Syria, so who can really topple me? We do not need him to be so confident to this level. We do not, I'm saying we do not really need military intervention, but it's very important for him to know that if he really keep this ongoing killing, it's not impossible. It will happen. People will not just watch a dictator killing his own people forever and just stay watching. It's really important, this message, to deliver to Bashar al-Assad that it's really hard, but it's really not impossible. Also, the main concern in Syria and in the whole Arab Spring about the extremist Islamists to take over after this dictatorship going out. I would say who really believe in this, he doesn't really believe in this revolution, because this revolution is created by a tool, is created by principles, and this principle will not allow for any extremist to take control. These principles and this is values, this morals is absolutely against extreme in any way, and it's absolutely, if there any people try to hijack this revolution, if we toppled a dictatorship, a deep-rooted dictatorship, we will be able to fix any new government trying to go just out of the line, the main line that we draw for our future. I don't know, when I need to talk about my dream, it's big dream, but as I just told you, the biggest dream is really will come true when we start to have a hope of it. And I really have a hope. I really have a hope to see a world without dictatorship And if someone really start to be a dictator and behave to dictator, he should know that he cannot kill his own people and everybody just watching him. Dictatorship should know that they cannot kill their own people because they already dead. Many of my friends dead now and many others in jail. Thank you for listening.